Hi, I'm going to try to make a video now in between my calls that I'm making. I actually ran out of the house today without shoes on. I couldn't find them. And I had just got done watching a video by a YouTube user I've never heard of. I'm just going to attach this to his video, and it's about antinatalism and Efilism and his 2 cents. And I want to introduce myself. My name is Lisa, and I'm also known as the YouTube user inspirediam. And I accidentally stumbled into that particular debate probably about 1.5 years ago. I had never heard of Efilism before. I saw some of his older videos and thought he was funny. However, what he's transformed into over the years is a lot different than the first videos that I saw of him, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. However, it has taken me on quite the trip. And I would like to add to your discussion, I'd like to share some thoughts, food for thought, as you suggested. I think you are being quite reasonable in your presentation, and I really like how you state, that these are your thoughts, and this is what you think, and this is what you want to share, and that you don't claim to, be the, know-all, the, know-it-all, that you got the solution, and this is what it is, and we're done, and you got the truth. A lot of what you said makes a lot of sense, and it's coming from an individual that has experienced a lot of depression in her life. I have experienced depression, and it is a terrible, it is suffering for anyone that knows what clinical depression is. Anybody that hasn't experienced it, it's really hard for someone like that to speak on that subject. It's kind of like, I also think it's kind of hard for people who've never had children to speak on the subject of children, and I'm talking about as far as what happens to an individual after they have a child, the experiences and lessons and things that they learn as they're experiencing parenthood. But what you speak of about asking people to think before they procreate, I don't think is an unreasonable type of question or statement to make. Yes, indeed, there is a lot of responsibility, and I have to be quite truthful. When I had my first child, I had no idea what I was in for. I think I would have, if I would have had one child, it would have been doable. It would have been way doable. I think the more children that I had, the harder, it became. And I am hard on self. I set high standards for myself in regard to, as far as how I feel that I should treat my children, treat others, and treat myself. And many times I end up, imploding into myself from my expectations, which can be so incredibly unrealistic. Basically, I'm not even sure how I want to go about saying this. This is unscripted at all. It is unscripted in pretty much every video I make. What I want to say is that I have, honestly, over, meeting up with Efilism, even though I think that he's incredibly fanatical, the point is, I have been on a journey, and it has brought me to new forms of thought in regard to actually evaluating what my meaning of life is and my impact on others. And I've come to the conclusion that I am here, I exist, my children are here, they exist, and it is important for me, because I exist and my children are here and that they exist, that I master or continue to work on self. And what I've recognized is that subconsciously, it seems to me that my subconscious mind is basically running the show. It's a part of my mind that it knows what's going on at all times. There's, all these background processes that I'm unaware of. And it also deals the cards, and then I react to them. And I figure, hey, we are smart enough to know that if we can reprogram our own subconscious mind, which, does not have any kind of judgment, by the way, then we are able to basically rewire our own self. And then I make my own subliminal tape. I put down things that I want to remap in my brain, things that have been embedded in my brain that are not working for me. I want to remap. So I'm going to make my own subliminal tape, maybe have the waves, whatever, and have my own voice, and listen to that over and over again to basically put myself in a different feeling position, a different knowing position, have a different hand dealt to me. And I know that this, might seem like incredibly insane to some, what I'm suggesting here, but that works for me, okay? And I'm actually considering making my own subliminal digital recording. I just need to figure out, I probably need to just buy a microphone and then put my own sound over it. I know it works. I know it works incredibly well. And the point is to change my subconscious mind that has been embedded with all of this bullshit of past experience and of what, I consciously keep doing to self-sabotage due to what's in there that, I really don't know is in there. And that's where I am able to break that chain of BS. And, and another element is the fact that nutrition and the lack of it from generation to generation causes these gene mutations, because you need to be able to have nutrition to feed the muscle called the brain, which pretty much, if those signals aren't signaling correctly and they're out of balance, you end up with a human being that is literally, not functioning properly. It's like a vehicle that's misfiring, okay? So, nutrition has a lot to do with that sense of well-being and whether the brain is being fed appropriately, and therefore whether chemicals are being released too much at a time, which are causing a particular disposition. This is a very complex subject, and you're damn right that, it would be good for people to think before they have children, and it's good to advocate for that. It makes more sense to advocate for these types of reasonable things to get people to think than to become a draconian society, where you have the perceived majority, or what is told to us to be the consensus that defines what the word mentally deficient means, and who is to be valued, who is not to be valued, who is worth, life and who isn't. I don't know that I'm making a whole lot of sense here. I feel very strongly about this subject. I think the reason I'm drawn to it is because even though I have a part of me that can be very probably draconian, there is a huge part of me that very strongly understands that